So in the past in this channel, I've talked a hell of a lot about the kind of addictions and the bad habits that I've had in terms of video games, caffeine, coffee, tea, Coca-Cola. I've talked about junk food, kind of diet stuff. But one of the things that I don't feel that I've really talked about enough is my addiction to not just the internet more widely, but very specifically YouTube. Because while I've been able to kick video games, while I've went through periods where I've significantly improved my diet and I've been eating zero junk food for weeks or even months. Well, I've went through periods where I've been drinking no tea, no coffee, no Coca-Cola, no energy drinks of any kind for several months. The one thing that, for as far back as I can remember, well into my childhood, that has always consistently been with me, that I've never been able to kick for even a day, never mind a week, has been YouTube. And I think the reason for this is that when it comes to video games, caffeine, junk food, various other things that I've quit or tried to quit or in the process of quitting, they're all very clearly a negative in my life in terms of video games not really providing much purpose or much sense, being a waste of time, caffeine making me highly neurotic. Everything is, even if there has been some positive, it is overwhelmingly been a negative, even in terms of movies and TV shows. I've been able to kick them. I've been able to kick absolutely everything, all of my bad habits, for at least 6 months plus at a time. Again, some of them I've completely done away with. But the one single thing that is still stuck with me has been YouTube. And I think it's for the very reason that YouTube is great. It is, I mean, it's an excellent resource. And beyond books, beyond even people I've talked to, beyond literally anything else in my life, I think that YouTube has been by far the biggest influence in my life, in my philosophy, my way of thinking. If I just think back on the channels that I've watched, both in my childhood, when I was a teenager, coming into my adult years, and now, so much of my philosophy, my beliefs, my way of thinking, the kind of ideas, my interests, virtually all of it stems back to YouTube, to one YouTube channel or another. And this is because, as I said, YouTube is excellent. It is an absolutely amazing resource. Whether it be philosophy, history, science, it can be the most obscure thing in the world or the most obvious thing. It really does not matter. Whatever you're kind of looking at or researching or interested in, there are not only videos about it on YouTube, but there are highly intelligent, highly researched, highly interesting, highly entertaining videos. And this makes it hard to quit because, again, there's this feeling that you can't help but missing out off, again, just in terms of some of the channels that have had a big influence on me and my thinking. You know, like Billy CL that I've talked about, just countless others. There's this sense that, again, it's just the fact that it is objectively so great, that it is so high quality, that it is such a useful resource, sometimes even more educational than the books that I read. The fact that I can watch certain channels and whatever happened yesterday in the news, whatever big event, big topic, or maybe even obscurer things, the YouTube channels that I watch will describe it, they'll talk about it intelligently, they'll kind of theorise about it intelligently, that I can get different viewpoints, that it is not only a source of intelligent news, of philosophy, of any history or subject I'd want to look at, that I have a plethora of YouTube channels that I trust, that I'm reliant on, that I broadly agree with, and that then any topic I could imagine, I can look it up and I'll not only find a video, I will find countless videos and several excellent videos that I will thoroughly enjoy. Again, I feel like I'm rambling, I'm not really saying much, but this is the very problem with the site. And the reason that I've not been able to quit it is I've always had this thing of trying to reducing it down to say, okay, I'm going to have 10 channels or 5 channels, or I'll have an X number of videos that I'll watch a week, or X number of hours, or so on and so on. Because, again, it simply is such a great resource. Because, again, the channels that I watch, the fact that I get that updated news, the fact that they've had such a big impact in my life, the fact that I get philosophy and history from it, how could I leave that behind? And it is only today that I've came to the conclusion, and I've thought about the fact that whenever I do limit these channels, it is naturally, if I'm only choosing 5 channels to be subscribed to, they're the channels that I'm most interested in, that I'm most engaged with, and that is the very poison, that is the toxin. The fact that these channels are so excellent, that they do deliver such, whether it be great information, philosophy, history, whatever it be, the fact that I love them so much, that I'm engaged with them so much, that I watch everything they put out, it is the medicine, it is the kind of poison, it's the thing that draws me in, because there's always going to be that notification, there's always going to be that topic that I want to know more about. I mean, literally just today, so I was trying to quit YouTube. It's a whittled down the channels I was subscribed to. I found 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 new channels with hundreds of videos, and no doubt at the very least dozens that I'd be interested in. And they were mostly political videos, although one of the channels was about philosophy. There was a nearly 2-hour video that I watched. I did skim through it a bit, on kind of nostalgia, the history of nostalgia, how nostalgia's changed. There was a shorter one on the kind of philosophy of the backrooms. And I mean, this is what I mean, it can be literally anything, you know. It can be, you can watch a 3-hour video essay on Five Nights at Freddy's, Freddy Fazbear, and how this somehow links with the philosophy of Michael Foucault and Lecoq. It doesn't matter. There's just such a wealth of interesting, intelligent and useful information out there. But it is precisely this stuff that is the medicine that kills you. It is the thing that brings me in. And when I came to this realisation, I realised that if I want to quit YouTube, or at least whittle down what I'm watching on YouTube, the 5 channels that I should stay subscribed to and the 5 channels that I should delete are precisely not the channels that I'm most interested in, that I'm most engaged with, that I have such a long history with, that give me so much worth, that are so useful, intelligent, insightful, that give me information about current events, philosophy, history. Those aren't the channels that I should stay subscribed to, but those are specifically the channels that I should unsubscribe to, that I should turn notifications off from, that I should run from, and that it is precisely those channels that are the reason that I should quit YouTube to begin with. And if I'm going to keep any, it should be those that I'm disinterested in. And I've not done exactly that, but in terms of all the big channels that I'm interested in terms of like essay style videos, documentary style videos, philosophy, history, I've just unsubscribed from all of them. Current news stuff, unsubscribed from it. And the only channels that I'm really subscribed to is kind of dead channels that I'm more subscribed to for kind of sentimental reasons. For example, one of them is one of my ex-girlfriends, one of them is one of my ex-girlfriend's friends, different ex-girlfriend. One of them is the channel of one of my friends, and all of these channels are very small. They have virtually no videos, and they very rarely, if ever, upload. So there are only really 3 real channels that I'm subscribed to, one of which is yet again, a channel with one of my ex-girlfriends, the longest, Addy. She usually uploads daily videos, but they're kind of shorter, 5-10 minute videos. I'm also subscribed to a channel called Osaka Syndrome, who, much like myself, is basically an artistic, eccentric NEET that does cheap, fast and easy videos that he puts out on YouTube like this, where he's essentially just rambling at the camera about one topic or one idea. I'm also subscribed to The Donut Man Can, which is a new channel that I've found, which again, that was actually suggested by Osaka Syndrome, and they're essentially the same thing. They're a kind of, like myself, autistic, eccentric NEET, and they just upload rambling videos. I suppose that I am subscribed to these two channels for kind of sentimental reasons, because I feel like we share, at least in this sense, something in common. But again, I feel like it's safe to be subscribed to them because I'm very unlikely to get suggestions from those channels in terms of like in the description. Sorry, not in the description, but kind of like under it, that I'd be interested in watching that aren't from that channel. And they're very much insular, they're kind of vlog-like, rambly, essentially like myself. So I feel like they're almost worlds into themselves to that extent. I'm very annoyed because I have to walk backwards and forwards. Again, the construction stuff's up there. If it wasn't for that, I'd be walking straight down the train tracks, but instead I have to walk backwards and forwards and appear even more insane than I already am. But anyway, rambling aside, I'm subscribed to these two channels, Osaka Syndrome and The Donut Man Can, just because again, I do feel like there's this kind of almost connection, common bond, the three of us being autistic, eccentric NEETs. But other than that, I've unsubscribed from The Radical Reviewer, unsubscribed from Valsh, I've unsubscribed from Wendigoon, I've unsubscribed from Abali CL, I've unsubscribed from Count Dankula and a few other channels that I kind of regularly watch. And it's just those kind of core three: my main ex-girlfriend, and then the two autistic, rambling, eccentric NEETs. I don't want to make any promises in this video because 90% of the promises I make in YouTube videos I end up not following through on, not only not following through on, I end up failing, if not that day, then the next day. But again, I think with this new viewpoint that it is precisely the channels that I'm most interested in that I want to get rid of, rather than kind of keep and hoard those channels to the exclusion of everything else on YouTube. I do think I'm going to do better, and I'm also thinking about a new approach in terms of the kind of books that I read and the books that I choose. I have this bad habit of kind of like imprisoning myself within certain topics, within certain kind of genres and ranges. So I'm hoping that maybe in this, I can take the kind of logic that I take to picking YouTube videos to books, in terms of I look for one specific thing, I kind of watch the video, I don't go by, okay, this month we're going to watch videos on gay furries, and the only videos we can watch are gay furries, and we have to consume as many videos on gay furries as we can. But rather, again, I simply have that idea in my head, oh, I'm going to watch some videos on gay furries, and then I have the idea that I'm going to watch G-Jack videos, or history videos, or science videos, or whatever. So I've got a suspicion that someone else is here, I don't know why. But I'm going to take that that approach to reading, and just whatever kind of topic interests me, whatever comes up, I'll simply read about. I am open to kind of somewhat confined things within the 19th century. and particularly within Britain, but I don't want to kind of artistically cohere to that too much, and I don't want to, you know, pick a very, very kind of specific subject that I can only read about. So kind of looking for the way out. But sorry again, I'm continuing to ramble, but yeah, hopefully I'll improve my reading by this, just in terms of, again, not imprisoning myself in one subject, but rather having a kind of a wide range, a wide field, being able to choose whatever book I feel like at the moment. And at the moment I feel like reading Max Steiner's Egoism in its own. So basically I'm going to head back home, going to get something to drink and read a good bit of that book. And hopefully in the next few days I'll be able to do a video on it, kind of discussing it, reviewing it, talking about some of my thoughts and feelings on it. But with that, I'm going to head off. And again, I'm not going to make any promises, but I will make some updates on the YouTube situation and kind of how well I'm in quitting it. Okay, screw it. I'm going to make one promise to myself that genuinely no more channels. Not going to subscribe to anything else. Not going to watch anything out of those 3 channels. And I'm going to kind of limit the stuff that I download, so that I'm listening to audiobooks or something better than just autistic neats rambling on the internet.